Hey guys, some Gamer Dude here. So today we're going to look at the Ezel cards. I'm not sure how to feel about them. I know that the grade 3 is very expensive for the old wallet because there's quite a few Vanguard Rares there, but it looks fun. I'm not sure if it's the most synergistic deck in terms of there's a few cards that are iffy and don't really mesh with what it's trying to do. But they're trying to get a ride chain off with a fairly high probability, which I think is pretty neat. So let's start with the cards I didn't really get a chance to look at from Ultra Rare Miracle Collection, starting with Knight of Elegant Skills Gareth. If you're not really interested in these cards, skip ahead. So he's a grade 1, 10,000 shield, 8,000 defense. When placed from your card's ability, this is an automatic on Regard. Counterblast 1 and he gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. Now this is very possible. He can be placed from anywhere, which is good. He's got all around use. He's a decent card. He's very loose, but he's good, and he fits in with Gold Paladin's ideas. I don't have much to say about him. He synergizes with Ezel well. He synergizes with Garmor well. And he's a bit counterblast intensive. But he doesn't mind going on an Excel circle, which is nice. That's a good thing for us. So let's just pop over to Bumains. Knight of Superior Skill Bumains, grade 2, 5,000 shield, 9,000 power. Automatic Vanguard or Regard. When placed from hand, so hand specifically, discard a card from your hand, search your deck for up to one Knight of Elegant Skills Gareth, call to Regard, shuffle your deck. So he wants to make the field a specific formation, and when he is placed from card's ability, he gains plus 3,000 power until end of turn. So spoilers, both these cards are designed to work with Ezel, but they also do work with Garmor, which is interesting for that deck. So this is nice and all. We're getting stuff onto the field we need, etc, etc. But what about Ezel himself? Incandescent Lion, Blonde Ezel. As a grade 3, Excel Circle, 12,000 power, twin driving gold paladin. He has two abilities. Act hand if you have Gareth and remains on any of your circles. Soul Blast Curve, so your starter. Ride this card as stand. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or less, it gets -1 drive until end of turn. And when he attacks, you may call a card from hand to Regard, so it works with things like Gareth remains and Sagramore there. We haven't looked at Sagramore. I don't really see the points in it. It's really pushed out of decks now. This isn't the worst ability in the world. It's not the greatest. It's basically just getting things early, getting Excel circles filled, and then using things like, again, Sagramore to refill the hand. It's all right. I kind of think, but if this was just how Ezel was left, I would honestly argue for Garmor. I'm just rushing through these because I don't think they're worth looking in the vacuum that they exist now. They're worth looking in their existence with the next three cards. So let's just continue with Crimson Lion Beast Howl, a grade 1, 8,000 power, 10,000 shield, double red, gold paladin, automatic Regard at end of battle this boosted. If you have a Vanguard with Ezel in its name, counterblast 1, put this card into your soul, draw a card, call a card from your hand to Regard. So the thing is, Ezel's not creating Excel circles during battle, so I'm not sure how useful this ability is. If you've got something you desperately want that doesn't cost counterblast, because we might eat up things if we use this for Gareth, it's worth it. If you want the extra attack by putting something over something in an Excel circle, that's perfectly doable. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world if you need to push for game and really can. I think that's actually the whole point of the card, to push for game, because your opponent's resources are dwindling. You're like, I've got this one guy in my hand that can attack. They don't have enough power to stop it or nullify it. Let's just go. We're going to die next turn anyway. Oh, that's the type of card it sends me the message it is. So let's get to Flame Wind Lion Wonder Ezel. Grade 2, 5,000 power, 9,000 defense. And it's very reminiscent of Remains. It's trying to make things very likely it'll happen. Can't remember the word right now. I don't know why. Just having a brain fart. Act Vanguard Circle, Soul Blast 1 and retire Howl from Regard. Search your deck for Blonde Ezel, ride it as stand, and it gets -1 and 10 end of turn. Shuffle your deck. When placed, you may call a card from hand to Regard when it's placed on Regard. So it works with Ezel there. You can just chain abilities, and I don't know why you would, but you can. Again, Ezel isn't making circles during battle. It seems a bit weird to me. Maybe there's something you want to bring up, but there has to be a grade 2 shown that will do this. Although this does fit into the old deck perfectly fine. And it's alright. I'd have to see it in battle to get a good opinion on it. Let's just go to Raven-haired Ezel so we can clear everything up and look at everything together and give my final thoughts. Raven-haired Ezel is a grade 3 Excel Circle Vanguard rare, again 12,000 power gold paladin. His effects are Act, Hand if your Vanguard is Blonde Ezel. Counterblast 1, ride this card as stand. So it works with Brummanes and Ezel and all this stuff. You're not using much counterblast, so counterblast 1 isn't that bad of a thing. But you kind of need 2 counterblast, because when it attacks, automatic Vanguard Circle, if you have Incandescent Line Blonde Ezel in your soul, counterblast 1, and it gains plus 15, plus 1 critical, and your opponent can't call Sentinels from hand. This honestly seems more like a force card to me. I think that might be the point. So, let's just put this all together and have a little chat about how this all plays together. While your opponent is at grade 2, if you have any grade 1 Brummanes and both Ezels in hand, you can ride Brummanes, bring out Gareth, ride Ezel from his own effect, then ride Raven Ezel from his own effect. He doesn't lose Twin Drive, and then you can counterblast 1 because you might have 2 counterblasts to use. You might just let your opponent go haywire on you just to get the 2 counterblasts, and your 15,000 plus critical, plus your opponent can't call Sentinels from their hand. So chances are that's 3 damage in 1 shot. I would run 8 critical here. I wouldn't bother with front triggers. I know a lot of people are going for 6 draw triggers right now. I'm not a big fan, but I don't think Ezel's that bad for a rushdown deck. It's kind of the point of a lot of Excel Circle clans, but I think this one's really good at it. It's circumstantial, sure, but that's where Flame Wind Line Wonder Ezel comes in. So grade 1, whatever, doesn't matter. Grade 2, ride Wonder Ezel. You get Howl out, doesn't really matter how. Search your deck for Blonde Ezel, ride it. Then again, Raven Ezel, and you just go in while your opponent is grade 2 at base 27,000 plus critical plus Twin Drive plus your opponent can't call Sentinels from hand. Some might say it's a bit of a gimmicky deck, but I'm not even sure I'd say that. Yes, to get maximum efficiency out of the deck, you would have to pull the ride chain type deal off every game, but do consider, each and every turn you can just pay Counterblast 1 and go in with 27 plus critical, no Sentinels. That's going to eventually hurt, because you're going to drain the rest of their cards, and they're just going to slap down perfect guards for whatever else. And they're going to eventually run out of enough shielding to block this, especially if you can bolster up Ezel somehow. I think this is a really good deck. It reminds me of Spike Brothers in many ways. It's very synergistic. It's got specific plays. It's got specific cards it likes in specific orders, and it just pushes hard. I actually would really like to try this one out. So as soon as I get a chance, this is one that I do want to build. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next video.